online search for Hohner guitars because there's not a lot of consolidated information out there. And that's one of the things I wanted the thread to be discussion for us members of TDPRI. But you can go to tdpri.com and you can use it like a research tool, even if you're not a member. You can't post if you're not a member, but you use it like a resource. And so that's what I wanted. I wanted to start the Hohner thread as a repository of information for people. And it became exactly that for Lee. And so Lee was so grateful for all the information that I posted there. Now he's got more than 20 guitars. All of them, almost all of them Hohners. He's something. He claims he's still working on "Mary Had a Little Lamb," playing wise, but he's something of a collector, and so he's just fallen in love with the Hohner guitars and done more research. He's contacted, Japanese factories, everything, and has gone he's done a deep dive into the research about these things. So he now knows more about the breadth of the line than I do. But he basically sent me from the same series of guitars as the one I have, that's 38 years old. He sent me one as a gift, complete gift. And so that one I've taken on the road. The last camping trip we did, I took that one. I didn't take the 940, my beloved 940. This one's a 905. There's the 900 series were guitars that were made to copy Martins. They made them from 1979 to 1985 in Japan. And then at some point in the 80s, they transitioned to Korea. But mine was, both of mine, I've got 3 Hohner guitars now, all 3 of them are made in Japan, with the back 70s made in Japan ones. And Lee sent me that one as a gift, as a thank you, saying, you got me into this, and I'm grateful. So, you're talking about wanting this as a guitar to play with, as a guitar to gig with, so here you go. Wow. And he sent it to me. So that one I've carried a lot. But one of the things I'm doing of late, just because of politics and everything else, I want to be known more as American-made guitars in my collection than Asian-made. And so there's only one guitar I have in my collection that was made in China, and that was because I bought it in an estate sale. It came with a strap, it came with an instrument cable, it came with an amplifier. Remember the information, those infomercials for Esteban, all black clothes, black hat, and playing guitar, flamenco style on a, he was selling guitars branded Esteban. The headstock says Esteban, but the brand name is actually American Legacy, which is ironic because they're made in China. I bought this guitar at an estate sale because it was a package deal. Like somebody bought it in an estate sale, or somebody bought it and wanted to play, did not ever play. There's a protective piece of film over the pickguard cover. They never even took off or didn't even know was there because they didn't pick it up and play it enough. I picked up that guitar in that estate sale and I looked it over, and there's no evidence that anybody ever played it. There's no picks, no pick scratches, no dings of any kind. It's just mint condition, not an all plywood guitar, mint condition thing. But I bought that because I wanted the case more than anything. It came with a very nice gig bag. It's kind of a cross between a hard shell case and a gig bag. And it's got hard sides to it, but it zips up like a gig bag does. And we were there for the last day of the estate sale, and they were pushing me to buy it. I came in, saw the guitar, tuned it, played it, and they said, "Oh, you need to buy that guitar." And even your mother was saying, "Yeah, you should buy it." So eventually it sold for $50. That gig bag's worth at least $50.
Yeah.
So I thought, okay, I'll buy this and flip it. So that's my plan. I've already got the ad copy ready and a video of me playing it to sell it. But that kind of leads me to what I was talking to. What I've done is I've got my pick, but what I take on the road now are ones that are either solid enough that I don't have to worry about them, or I won't cry too much if they're damaged. And there's one little guitar that I bought here locally at Clausen's Music. It's called a Gretsch Jim Dandy, and that's made in Indonesia. But one of the things that's good about it, well, one of the reasons I bought it is because, well, y'all seen it. In 2017, I think it was, we did a beach trip and all went out to the beach. And I bought the guitars precisely for that beach trip, knowing future beach trips, camping trips, this will go, And so it's my playing on the back deck, going camping beach guitar. And one of the advantages, not just the fact that it's smaller, it's the distance. The distance from the points where the strings, are the string length is stopped from the nut to the bridge saddle. This all is called the scale length of the string. And I can tell you that this is 25.4, 25 and a half inches. It's a standard dreadnought. This shape is dreadnought shape, and that's a standard scale length of 25 and a half inches. That little guitar that I have has got a 24-inch scale.
Just a little bit.
So it's a short. They call them short scales. So there's a shorter scale, which is, it's got, instead of this being like 15 and a half inches across this lower bout, that one I've got is like 14 inches. So you've got, the overall length of guitar, the length of the body, the width of the body, the depth of the body, and the scale length is all scaled down on the parlor sized guitars. And so partly that makes it a very easy guitar to take in the car and travel with. But another factor is it's completely laminate construction. There is no solid top, no solid anything. And if you're going to have a travel guitar that's going to go from one climate to another, if you're going from temperature extremes or climate extremes, it's better to have an all laminate guitar.
That's interesting. So what would you pick to go on an airplane?
I would do something like a parlor guitar. I would do something small, like they make actually what they call travel guitars, but most of the travel guitars I've seen, and when I say travel guitars, is the water mine?
Yeah.
Okay. Most of the travel guitars I've seen are scaled down electrics. It's like, my Telecaster guitars, and trim off most of the body.
Yeah.
And so that's not necessarily what you want. You could do that, and you could have a little bitty amplifier that there's some things called an amp plug. You can have headphone amps. There's one called Pig Nose that's been around for decades, that you can hook it on your belt clip and play. So you can do that, but you're not talking electric, I don't think. And so the Jim Dandy's really neat. It was a $169 guitar, made in Indonesia, and it's all laminate construction. I think it's agathis body, top, back, and sides. But the laminate construction makes it. Of course, it makes that guitar I was just showing you that I bought, by the way, is all solid woods. Because Harmony, when they made guitars back in the 60s and even before, they were always solid wood guitars. And a lot of times they made them out of inexpensive, readily available woods, and birch was one of their favorite woods to use in the Chicago factory. But this particular one, is that model that I showed you, is called an H165. and it is all mahogany.
Ooh.
Top, back, and sides, and well, not the neck. The neck is probably poplar, but the top, back, and sides of the guitar are all solid mahogany,
Wow.
and it's got a nice warm sound to it, and it's pretty. It's got, you don't see it there. The guitar is as old as Royce, so it's got its nicks and dings to it. But
That is Royce. Well, Dad, I am asking for a highly specific reason. So what I would like to do is for Christmas, send you and Mom, not on Christmas, but in April, to Puerto Rico. So we have bought the tickets. Yeah, we want to send you to Puerto Rico, so you have to pick a guitar.
well, I was thinking you were talking about your travels.
Well, me too. See, it's a dual purpose conversation.
Well,
I already knew.
are you you're
Yes. You know, Mom.
It took 15 minutes for her to get to it after you asked you the first question.
She ratted you, Dad. She ran out of film.
It cut off at one point and then I restarted it, but we're like 11 minutes into the second try.
oh my goodness.
So it's April 19th through 26th.
And I guess you're going to be free for that time frame.
That's why she told me first, so I could work out all that. Jessica will bail us it, and I've got the time off.
My goodness.
So anyway.
She did think it was our 50th anniversary, though. I had to correct her on that.
Yeah, man. I can't do math.
Math is not the strong point. That higher math like 49 and 50. Huh? Well, thank y'all so much.
Anyway, so we have to plan, because I don't want it to be